Listen to the skies, listen to the sound. Something on the land, something going down. Down pressers speeding by life. Fever's heart, burning rivers to cross. Walls of Babylon, material noise. Thinking they've touched the moon. Freedom takes a rocket blast. Just another day, like yesterday. Rockin' my heart, rockin' the reds. Woman like you, times like this. All that's real connects to you. Happy medicine, making me smile. Seeing you laugh, getting so near. Rockin' our hearts, rockin' the reds.
Identified as a poet, a leader for Native people's rights, a powerful speaker, and an extremely effective communicator, John Trudell calls himself a Blue Indian. Indeed, Trudell is the complex sum of all he's seen, endured, and accomplished in his 53 years.
The U.S. government speaks and has spoken in the past of having Indian people control their own lives and their own destiny, and yet the proposal that we submitted to the U.S. government concerning Alcatraz was rejected.
In 1969, John Trudell found himself on the front line of an event that brought the plight of Native peoples to mass consciousness for the first time. That event was the Indians of all tribes' occupation of Alcatraz.
I believe there are 90 so Indians on the island at the present time. I believe after talking to them, they do not intend to leave, at least today. And I'm heading back to San Francisco now to give consideration of what action the federal government might take.
We worked together. We had something that we could do in common, and we all had a skill. We all had knowledge and information, and we pooled it and shared it. I mean, it was truly one of the strongest senses of community that I've ever really been a part of.
National and international media flocked to the island to cover the story. Along with the media came attention from the U.S. government, particularly the FBI.
They called our attorney at 4:30 yesterday afternoon and told him that they would have word concerning the deed to the island. They would have it for us Monday morning. And that's what we were waiting for, and they came in, while they were doing one thing with their left hand, they came in with their right hand. But they lied to us. They guaranteed us no action would be taken against the Alcatraz Indians until the negotiations had been settled one way or the other.
The occupation ended in 1971, and John Trudell turned to the American Indian movement, AIM.
In 1972, during the Nixon re-election, we went to D.C. and we ended up occupying the Bureau of Indian Affairs, the national headquarters. We kept it for like a week, but it was highly embarrassing to the Nixon administration. We had gone too far.
Trudell served as national chairman through 1979.
This is a country where all men are created equal, and it's the land of the free and the home of truth and justice and liberty for all. Well, we want to know why that doesn't apply to us.
With this high-profile position came increased attention from the U.S. government, which compiled a 17,000-page file bearing his name.
The violent rap we got laid on us, it was all our people that died. You don't see no long list of feds and death squad members and any of these other people. You don't see any long list of their dead. You see a long list of our dead, and you look at that list and every one of them's got an Indian name, almost exclusively.
John Trudell himself became a victim of violence when his wife, mother-in-law, and 3 children were killed when the house in which they were sleeping burned to the ground.
All through the course of the years of all of this, all I did was talk, you know? And they cracked down hard just for that.
The fire, which started 12 hours after John Trudell burned an American flag in protest in front of FBI headquarters, was declared an accident. The FBI declined an investigation.
You paid an enormous personal price for your involvement in this, didn't you?
In one sense, that's true, you know, but then when I compare it, you know, I think that my family paid the price, and I was just left behind to suffer it.
Devastated by the loss of his family, Trudell withdrew from the world. Writing words became his way to keep some sanity and to continue to survive.
When I started writing, that was my, you know, my lines were my bombs. These were the bombs I was throwing. These were my explosions. These were almost, in a way, my acts of violence against a society that
that it was the only way I could act.
My name is John Trudell. I'm a member of the American Indian Movement. I'm a member of the Leonard Peltier Defense Group. And I'm here in Canada seeking political asylum from the United States government.
Message in the scrawl, message on the wall. Something's wrong, not our fault. We gotta be cool, our time will come.
A lot of times people say, well, you're so angry, or you're angry. I don't think I'm as angry as people would assume, maybe a little intense. Right? But I make a distinction, right?
I'll be as coherent as I can. And if I say something you don't agree with or you don't like, you know, I'm just saying it. Happiness is how we feel about ourselves. The good we think, the good we feel, the good we do. We are part of the dream time. Happiness is one of the colors.
Sometimes, me and my mind don't get along very well. And sometimes, I need someone to talk to, and someone to cling to. A little bit of forever, for a little while.
I was wanting to take spoken word and put it with music, but not like the old beat poetry, so to speak, where you got a background of music with a voice over it. I wanted the voice and the music to be synchronized.
Inside, fragmented memories are incoming rounds, blowing my mind more into pieces. Anyway, there's no choice but ride this ride.
I had been looking around for 2 years, trying to find someone who understood what I was saying. And on May Day, actually, May Day of 1985, I was doing a speaking engagement at Cal State, Long Beach. And Jesse came, and he had heard the tribal voice tape. So the first thing he did was introduce himself to me, and the second thing he said to me was, I can make music for your words. Jesse got me recognition as a recording artist because of his notoriety as a musician and a personality. And so Jesse literally put me on stage.
I've been doing a lot of reading lately about your transition from political activist to poet to performer, and I'm struck by how many really talented people have rallied around your musical efforts. There's Jesse Ed Davis, who's an integral part of where you are today, Jackson Browne, Chris Christopherson, Bob Dylan called your first cassette with Jesse Ed Davis the album of the year in Rolling Stone. It must be very affirming of your decision to put poetry to music.
To have recognition from these people, or them to look at my work and know that it makes sense to them, and I'm communicating something to people that I've listened to through my life. I mean, these are people that influenced me, and to have them acknowledge me, and however they've acknowledged me, you know, it helped. It's what helped to feed me, you know, to keep it going.
Living carelessly, a statement of its own. Bitter fruit emerges where bitter seed is sown. Economic chains all dressed out as rewards. Gender, race, age, etched in love and rage. Oppressor man, builder, keeper of the cage.
Blue Indians, melting pots, ruling classes, haves and have-nots.
With his latest spoken word project, Blue Indians, produced by Jackson Browne, John Trudell's powerful fusion of poetry and music comes from the heart and spirit of a Blue Indian.
I gave up the idea a long time ago that I'm going to speak for anyone. You know, I speak for myself. But if people agree or understand, it makes me less alone, if nothing else.